What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Next Wave podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Blake Zanny Janney, joined by my co-host, Dak D. Woody Woodall. And today we've got a few topics to hit. We're going to be talking some COD roster moves, some Rocket League roster moves, and a little bit of Valorant sprinkled in at the end. So make sure you stay tuned, and we'll see you in the episode. What's going on?
I was doing it too.
But no, we're just gonna blank face the intro the whole time. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, man. It's officially off-season season.
Yeah.
A lot of roster moves, which we're definitely gonna dive into. But Dak, how you been, man?
Good, man. Same old. Just chilling, playing lots of Rocket League. Lots of Valorant, lots of Elden Ring. We just beat Radagon.
Yeah, we did. We just beat the base game as a co-op duo. Asa was there for the first couple bosses, but he fizzled out.
Yeah,
he had
booted.
some PC issues.
Didn't show up to work.
Yeah, he got kicked to the curb. But we're gonna do the DLC. We gotta do
Millennia.
I kept wanting to say Melina.
Melania.
We got her to second phase multiple times last night on like 5 attempts. But couldn't finish it out. So
we're the stagger boys now, low key.
We've been
staggering.
Yeah, I switched to the Starfist build and just been staggering the fuck out of people with those charge R2s.
How dare them try to get a move off?
I know. You got no poise when Lord Stubius and Wiz and Woody enter the boss arena.
Lord Stubius
and Wiz and Woody, but. We've got a lot to get into today, so let's go ahead and rip into it, starting with some Call of Duty Rostermania and just overall stuff going on. So Mac has been an interchangeable piece. We talked on it briefly. I think originally he was going to Rocker something like that. Anyways, but apparently he's jumped around, and now the final rumor is he's going to be on C9. So that'll be Crimp, Mac, Attach, and Sib. Sib, Attach, and Mac already have that chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
With Mac rather, because Attach and Mac were together on NYSL back in MW19, and then obviously Sib and Mac together on MW2 on the Seattle Surge.
Mm-hmm.
So some Kim gonna be there, and then Crimp. If he can cure up some inconsistencies from last year, they're gonna be a really good sleeper team. That's pretty much what this Rostermania to me is boiled down to. Is like we just have this mid pack that are sleeper teams, and like who's gonna be that 4th spot, we'll have to see.
Right. And a lot of these teams could be great on their best day. It just comes down to being consistent this year. It's just gonna come down to Mac playing at the level that we've seen him play at in the past. Taking a year off might do something to him, might be positive for him. I don't know. Some people might need that break. So either way, we kind of know what we're going to get from him. I think he'll be pretty much the same as he's always been.
Yeah.
Also, I think him and Sib came into the league scene kind of around the same time and like knew each other then. Like even like when Sib was like a sub on FaZe type shit. Because I think I heard that in a Sib interview with Attach on Attach's channel recently. So so they got the Kim for sure.
Yeah, and I believe originally the rumor he was going to Rocker, which is now expected to be Hook, Geo, Estriel, and Paul X.
Mm-hmm.
I like Estriel, Hook, and Geo. Paul X I've honestly never been a fan of. I just think he comes in. He's maybe slightly better than the person that they pick up for him, and nothing ever happens, and then he's back to challengers the following year. Never actually does anything for a team other than maybe NYSL and Vanguard, where they had a little bit of a run, but he also had Hydra on his team.
And
so Hydra, Krim, and Kismet. So like, you have Hydra and Kismet together, who in the next game ended up being elite and winning. So that'll be interesting. Other than that, all other rosters have stayed the same. I'm really interested, huh?
Since we last spoke, not the same as last year, in case anyone was confused.
Right. Yeah, since the last time we talked about it. Miami, I'm really interested in seeing because we have no idea what Rancor is like. And like that's just who we're expecting to be their fourth because they signed him immediately after champs or something like that. So that's just who we're expecting. They could always pick up another person because that sub spot is open, and we know how that camp likes to do things. So
yeah,
we'll see. But other than that, no other roster changes. We did have the Kason 2v2, which was Draza and Shotzi were a team, Scrap and Hydra were a team, Simp and Abizi were a team, and they also had Shifty and Hisoka there to kind of help out with this Warzone versus CDL beef. And they got slammed.
Yeah, they did. I don't know if this is like the greatest argument
no, it's not. It's not.
CDL players are better. But yes, no, they did get slammed to the point where they were just like hiding and hoping to catch someone on a timing.
That's
they
literally
were just terrified.
Six of the top 10 players in the league right there, like at that LAN that they're playing against. And like obviously that's not what I like. The argument would be, could they be a top 12 team? Because that's being in the league, right? So, and then obviously we need to see what the CDL people will do on Warzone. But I think it was fun just to have that banter and see it all play out because they were very close. It was just in a little studio. They were like this, and then the desk was in the center that Kason and Miles were casting on. And it was completely unfiltered too, which is awesome. Seeing Miles unfiltered, bringing some of the players on the desk with him. Funny ass moments were made. Shout out to Kason.
Yeah. I think we need more of these type of off-season tournaments where we got Warzone and CDL players crossing over and kind of competing in something. Maybe next time it could be like a small Warzone private lobby type of thing. I don't know if they can do that. Is that only an Activision thing?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure they can figure something out.
But that'd be dope. That'd be really dope.
It would be. But other than that, COD's been pretty stale, as the offseason usually is, other than those roster moves. So shout out to Kason. But we have a lot to talk about when it comes to Rocket League, so I'll go ahead and let you take over.
Yes, sir. So if you follow the Rocket League community, we had a little bit of drama this week. Alpha Kep, not everyone's favorite streamer, but Alpha Kep, apparently not everyone's favorite streamer, posted, he's just been posting like since Worlds, he's been quote tweeting Achilles, not quote tweeting, but he will take Achilles' tweet, put it in quotations, and then put -Achilles and tweet it for himself. And then at the bottom he'll have like a question like, what do you guys think about this move? Which is fine to me. I don't know. I didn't see a problem with it. But then one random day after like the third time he did it, someone was like, no, it's so weird that you're doing this, bro. Like, why not just quote tweet it? And then everyone saw that tweet and thousands just piled onto it, and it became a big deal.
I understand both sides of it, I guess. Like, personally, I would not give a fuck. He's just quoting and then asking a question after. But I also do see, like, why not just quote the tweet and ask your question?
And ask your question
I see
on
both
the
sides.
quote tweet. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I see both sides. What he's doing, both sides has the same effect. He's just trying to milk his own impressions. I mean, that's, but, like, who's to say that he might get more impressions just quote tweeting it? So, like, who's to say, which is why this is dumb.
Yeah, no, it's stupid, but I thought we should talk about it because, like, literally everyone you could think of commented on this situation. So it's just like he's at least tagging him too. Like, he'll put -Achilles, so I could go click on Achilles right there and follow him if I wanted to. So
yeah, people
were like, well, if you quote tweet it, then they can just click on his account right there and follow him. And, like, Achilles has been gaining followers off of these tweets. So it's like, because Alpha Kep is hella popular. Yeah. So, I don't know. I feel like it was just a soft, stupid beef. But Alpha Kep is very much a dude that will make jokes and things that aren't funny. It's just, like, fucked up or weird. And you're just like, bro, like, what are you doing? So yeah, that's kind of his thing. And I guess people saw him do that and took it negatively and just blew it out of proportion. But, you know, I fuck with Alpha Kep on the watch parties from time to time.
Yeah, me too.
So I
he's who I started watching whenever
you
told me to like get into Rocket League comp. I was watching him react, and I would watch his VODs of like G2 versus whatever.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't seem like a bad dude at all for the community. He's just goofy and takes things a little too far. He doesn't read the room sometimes.
Wearing a polo though while gaming every day, it's weird. That shit's weird.
Yeah, maybe. It's a little too business casual. Okay. Moving on, though. T-Bates tweeted that too many roster moves are bad for the esport. Do you think that's valid? And he didn't really elaborate on it. People were saying, like, yes, it's bad because you don't really end up supporting orgs. It's not like real sports where people have pride for their team. Like, you just kind of follow players around. And, like, it's not helping grow fan bases, I guess, really. I don't know.
That's very true, and I think that's a point for that side of the argument. But I also think that the players are what brings the eyes, not the orgs. So, like, whenever the players are shuffling around, you have storylines that you follow. They're playing against former teammates. They're playing for their rival org. Like Kenny on Optic now, he was the Optic killer, and now he's on Optic and then wins champs. Like, those storylines don't happen without roster moves. And so I think roster moves keep the esports alive. Imagine watching the same two or core half of a roster play over and over and over again, even if they're not winning, because they're under this contract or there's a culture of no roster moves. That would get real stale real quick. So I think when roster moves just become like a thing, like they're just like, hey, we're making roster moves to make roster moves, I think that's when it becomes ill-advised. Like, obviously, BDS just won Worlds and then are making a change. But look what changes they're making. They're getting, are they going to BDS or are they going to
Vitality?
Vitality. Okay, so like, obviously, leaving BDS and going to Vitality.
Nobody really knows if BDS is even going to sign a roster or if they're just going to get out of Rocket League completely due to the current state.
And that's just another point to it being player focused and not org focused, right? Like the org is like, okay, we don't have those players anymore that are bringing these eyes, so like we might as well save some money and get out of the esport.
Yeah.
So I see both sides. I just think roster moves are inevitable. I think it's up for debate, honestly. I think that's a very controversial tweet in like a good sense that T-Bates had. But I would, in black and white, I would disagree with him.
Yeah. I mean, I would disagree as well, but I like roster moves because it shakes things up and it's a way to try to make the league more competitive or raise the skill level a little bit. Like, oh, this team was unbeatable this season. Let's make a super team to beat them. And then you just got people trying harder and harder, making better and better rosters. So, like, the overall level of competition goes up, but that could also widen the skill gap. So, I don't know. But another thing is, like, someone was saying it doesn't really incentivize orgs to stay and help grow the esport if their players are just leaving all the time and they're having to spend a bunch of money and it's just like a shit show. And like, say they have a good player that everyone's a fan of and then they leave and everyone just becomes a fan of whatever new team they're on and they don't like BDS anymore. And now BDS ain't bringing money in. Like, it could be an issue. I see where the issues lie, but I don't know if that's...
It's just the nature of
I don't know if that's one of the big reasons
it's just
why
the nature
esports
of it
is doing bad.
We don't have teams with 15 to 60 players like traditional sports does. So like whenever you have teams of 3 to, some esports have 6 like Overwatch, you're going to see turnover. Like there's way too much of a player base and way too little of roster availability for there not to be that amount of turnover. It would have to be the highest skill gap possible to where the player base that could be pro is so small that it equates to the size of these rosters, and that is not the case. So whenever we're not a football team that has 53 spots, no shit, they're not turning over these players, and obviously it's totally different. But whenever you have 3 people on a roster and hundreds of people to choose from, there's going to be turnover. And especially as time goes on, where younger players come up, older players die off, that it's just the nature of esports. So I think there you can have a negative sentiment around multiple and a plethora of roster changes, but it's inevitable.
Yeah. Good point. I agree. So those were just kind of the two big things people were talking about this week in the Rocket League Twitter sphere. But moving on to roster moves, I'm not going to hit on every little roster move with some of these teams that, didn't do too well this year. But some of the main things I've been seeing, we got OG Esports just leaving Rocket League altogether. They were only here for a year. Seemed like a really good org. They treated their players really well. They had some really cool documentary, like, video shoots and stuff that they did. So it's kind of sad to see a good org like that leave North America and the esport itself, but that's kind of the nature of Rocket League right now. It's not doing too great. We got
nothing
teams
is
like
other than MOBAs. Literally, it's just League of Legends, and then everything else is not as profitable.
Yeah, I mean, Optic left a year ago, Luminosity left after this year, and now OG. I mean, there's just been org after org kind of
maybe BDS.
Away, man. Yeah. So, not good. But speaking of BDS's roster moves, Drawley ended up going to K-Corp with Atau and Vatira. They're going to be disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to be absolutely insane. So, we'll see them at Worlds. And then Monkey Moon to Vitality with Zen and Exotic. Insane
Exotic
roster.
was on K-Corp, right?
No, he was with Monkey Moon and Drawley.
Oh, yeah.
He won MVP.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, they're going to be absolutely insane. Zen carried the fuck out of Vitality to any little success that they had this year, and you could tell he was pissed that he was getting costed at Worlds, so it was inevitable he was going to try to build a super team, and he did. He got Thanos.
More like distraught. He was distraught, crying on stage. So.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's terrifying for the league. SSG ended up dropping Chicago, and it's rumored that LJ and First Killer are a duo looking for a team, so it's only, I'm assuming First Killer's going to SSG if LJ stays. So they're going to be nasty. I think Chicago's a great player. He was on those G2 rosters that went to Worlds and won a major.
Did FaZe leave Rocket League?
Yeah. Yeah, they left after First Killer left. Yeah. So, So LJ and FK on the same team. Insane. They're going to be nuts.
Yeah.
Like two best players in North America, same team. I wonder who their third's going to be. I guess they're keeping Hawks, or maybe. I don't know. I didn't hear anything about Hawk. Maybe I missed that tweet. Gen G broke up. So apparently Jack is exploring his options and is either going to go to EU or North America. He's open to either or. Has played in both. Great player. Somebody did... I think Asfira, he's like a Rocket League personality in the community. He's funny. He tweeted like a video of him doing that AI thing where you can like make someone's AI voice and have a conversation with them. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
He did that with Garrett G and was like, so who's the new NRG roster? And he said him, Justin, and apparently Jack.
What the fuck?
Like the AI said that. I don't know if he like programs that, like say this whenever I ask you what the new NRG roster is or whatever, but
that's
like
funny.
If that is an actual rumored roster, like that would be sick. Justin, Garrett G back together, and then you got apparently Jack with them. Like that'd be the content team. They'd be like the Optic of North America Rocket League.
That'd be crazy.
Everybody would be going for them. So that would be dope. Gentlemates potentially could be Seiko, Radosin, and Oski. So that's where Oski's going, most likely. And that's a nasty roster. Seiko was one of the guys that won Worlds with Monkey Moon 2 years ago in Fort Worth. Radosin won Worlds the year after with Zen. I think Radosin's one of the best, like, dirty work, bumper, fuck up the other team type of guys. Like, he's fun to watch when he's on. And then Oski, hell of a performance at Worlds this year.
Yeah.
So if he keeps up that kind of play, yeah, they could be good. Arsenal is exploring his options as a free agent. T1, Big Org, could enter RLCS. So T1 is big in MOBAs, right? They're big in League.
Yeah, they're big and
And I've seen them in Val and I don't know.
CS.
Maybe CS. I would assume they have a CS. Right?
I would assume so too, but I don't know.
I feel like they'd be
They're
good.
they're
if
just
they
a
were in
big
CS,
they're a
and I would know
big
about 'em.
Eastern
Yeah.
hemisphere org.
Yeah. So Org's leaving, but Org's coming in.
Yes.
Complexity back to North America. They went to South America for a year. Actually, let me back up. 2 seasons ago when Vitality won it all, Complexity was really good and got top 4 at Worlds with CRR, Raze Bull, and someone else. I forget now. It's been a while. But then they went to South America, and Furia and Team Secret dominated everything, and they never qualied for a single thing. So Complexity back to North America. That's another good team coming into North America.
With those players, with the same players they had?
I don't think it's the same roster, but there's someone on there. CRR is probably still on there. I don't know. I didn't watch much of them this season. And then Reddles and Co. are still looking for an org. I think they're like a team of 5. It's like Reddles, Magic Bear, Cheese, and then their 2 coaches. And they're just like they're just like a package deal. They did the same thing last year. So,
maybe T1 could pick them up, or maybe Complexity doesn't bring all their players back and they sign with Complexity.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of North American organizations that are going to be looking for a new team and stuff, so we'll see. They'll end up somewhere though. So
is that all the moves we know of?
Not every single move, but those are kind of like the main ones.
The important ones.
Yeah, sure. So
the world's contenders.
Yeah.
Cool.
People that could qual for a major.
Nice. Awesome. Well, in other news, Valorant came out with a very surprising tweet. The head of Valorant Studios, her name is Anna Donlan, confirms Valorant is coming to Unreal Engine 5, which I was like, whoa. And then she also mentioned there will be no visual or mechanical changes initially.
Okay.
So it's just going to run on the engine, but we're not going to see any actual changes. They're probably going to slow roll those out. They're just going to make sure the game can operate when they push it out initially and just keep playing it on Unreal Engine. Make sure there's no server issues, game-breaking bugs, shit like that.
Yeah.
And then once they confirm that it's pretty viable, which I assume it is, they're probably going to start slowly rolling out some quality of life changes, maybe some graphics updates. We saw graphic updates, early on in Valorant after like the first act. And since then we haven't seen anything. I feel like that's what keeps those types of games fresh, is some type of graphics updates or, gun changes, stuff like that, where over time you're like, I just need a little bit of something new. Like they just did the UI changes, which I was like, cool. Like that keeps it slightly fresh. Imagine they kind of make it slightly more realistic graphic wise. That would switch it up, right?
Yeah,
anything just on the eyes, that makes a difference. But she also said that they have 35 plus million concurrent monthly players.
That's insane.
Which is just over 1 million a day.
Oh my God.
Those are insane numbers. I think you said it. We talked about it yesterday. You said Halo has like 3,000.
Yeah, like daily.
And they're still pumping out, season updates and whatever content.
Kinda.
They were right with that same player count. So that just
that's insane.
They're not even comparable, dude. It's 1,000 times more,
bro.
No, it's not. It's 10,000 times more, which is ridiculous. And they've also banned 3.6 million since it came out during COVID or 2020. Which is really that's a surprisingly high number with a kernel anti-cheat, in my opinion, because like you have to download the anti-cheat into your software to actually play the game. And so I feel like usually that would just prevent people from even trying, but 3.6 million people still tried.
3.6 million idiots tried to bypass a kernel anti-cheat system. Nice.
It doesn't make much sense, but I appreciated that tweet, because if you go on Steam, you can see the numbers, you can see all that stuff, but like some of these games that aren't on Steam, you don't know how popular it is. Obviously, there's word of mouth, and there's how quick you're getting into lobbies, and how much they're updating the game can tell you a lot about how many people are playing. But we don't actually get that information for any of these games or anything on Activision Blizzard launcher or any non-Steam games.
Yeah.
So I liked it. But all of that is also to lead into our pick 10 today. Anything else you wanted to add on that before we pick 10?
No.
Cool. We're doing Valorant Vandal skins for our pick 10. This one's tough because Valorant kills the skin game.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. If you were just a quick question before we get into this, you could only have one marketplace for the rest of the game's lifespan in any game you play, so to speak. Would you rather have the marketplace like CS or the bundles and rotating store?
Yeah, CS. It's not even close.
Okay. I don't know because if I want a knife, I want a knife.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, the knives, that's tough. But
It's
also
different.
rewarding.
It's completely different, right? Like environmentally, like it's just two completely different ideas and it's two different value systems. So it's hard to kind of relate the two. But
as someone who pulled a $1,500 butterfly knife, it's pretty fucking dope.
No, yeah, that's ridiculous. That's still ridiculous. At 2 a.m. or whatever, just fucking randomly whispering, "Oh my god, oh my god." All right, let's get into our pick 10 here. What are you at?
29.
All right, I'm at 71. Pleasures of being unemployed. Actually, oh no, because you use your phone. Yeah.
And it just runs out fast. It's getting old.
You got what do you have, 13?
Yeah.
Yeah, I upgraded here recently. So, okay. I feel like 1-1's the hardest pick.
Yeah.
I might have preferred to go second here. I'm just going to take what to me is obvious, especially amongst good, like really good players. Prelude to Chaos Vandal.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
I gave you it. You're welcome. Take it. Go ahead.
Kuronami?
I knew it. It was number 2.
Yes,
it was number 2 on my list.
It's so clean, bro. So clean.
You still don't have it.
I still don't have it. That's probably also why I'm just so obsessed with it. Because I'm chasing
Very
it.
true. I was looking through my store or my collection, locked and unlocked, to make the list. I'm only chasing one, and it's just cause it's my collection. Like I'm not actually like, oh, is it in my store? But it's the Valiant Heroes one.
With Phoenix on it?
No.
Oh, Valiant Heroes.
Or Heroes of something. But it's the staff, the Wukong staff collection.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I slept on that Vandal.
I did too. It's a beamer.
And then the sound that it makes is definitely top tier. And then also that last variant, which is like the Starry Night looking, the black and like dark, deep blue Starry Night looking one, fire.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely
Finisher's
chasing
fire.
that.
Finisher's fire as well.
Yes, where you come down on the Nimbus cloud and like whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck, might actually second pick might be harder, bro.
I think this whole list is gonna be tough.
It is, because like part of me wants to reach for the oldie goldies as well that are staples and goated, but there's also some newbies that. Nope, I'm going Reaver.
Okay.
I'll take Reaver.
Okay. Good pick. In that case, I'm going Prime. It's my favorite Vandal ever. The Prime Vandal.
I don't know.
What?
Wait, you cut out for me. What was it?
Oh, the Prime Vandal.
Okay. That's what I figured. That's what I was looking at as well.
Yeah, so Prime Vandal, that gun beams and I like the sound it makes. It's just smooth. I mean, I feel like I can control the recoil better than others.
Yeah, Prime's goated. One tapping with the Prime is unparalleled.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. I'm gonna take Avori Dream Wings.
Ooh, damn! I didn't even have that on my list, dude. I didn't think about that.
It's definitely more recent. What is that? 3 or 4 bundles ago.
Yeah.
And that thing, as weeby as it is, and and nerdy, and I don't know, it's a beam.
Yeah.
I love that.
The sound it makes is so dope.
So good.
Yeah.
And the finisher's kind of cool. It just lights up the sky with the little buddy that you have on there.
Yeah.
I think the colorways could have been better. They're all pretty much the same, other than the accent color and the your guy that sits on your gun. But other than that thing is a beam. That's my number 3.
Hell yeah. My number 3 is gonna be Xenofang.
Oh, you almost had it.
Zero Fang.
There you go.
Yeah, Zero Fang.
That was gonna be my next pick. Good pick.
Yeah. The black and gold variant is so clean. Like
They're all good.
Yeah, they're all good, but that one's my favorite, and I feel like that gun just doesn't have any recoil. You can spray with it.
Yeah, I think mine's like the pink purpley one is my favorite. Okay, here's where it kind of gets tough because like now it's like the top of the next tier. I feel like that we're choosing from. And this is our fourth pick.
Yep.
Okay, for number 4, I'm gonna go Gaia.
Ooh, good pick.
Gaia's Vengeance. One tap machine. The noise that it makes when you get a kill, that high like ding or whatever kind of sound it makes. And it's like somewhat old. And a lot of really good players use it, like it a lot. Colorways are really good. So yeah, Gaia.
All right, solid pick. I was gonna pick that, but instead I will pick Ion Vandal.
Ion nice.
Vandal. Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones that I have. It's just all
I
the colors.
I put that at 11 on my list.
Yeah, I fuck with it. It's a beamer, and I like the blue and white one the most.
Oh, this is tough. Okay, I need to round out my list. I'm gonna go. Frick, which one do I like more? I'm going to go Araxis.
Nice.
Araxis as my number 5. That black with the red just makes you feel like a Sith Lord, like you're Vader or Kylo Ren or someone. It makes you feel like a demon. I think the finisher is pretty underwhelming. It's just that little ray like on the ground, little laser beam that lasts for like 3 seconds. But the gun itself is pretty sick. So I'll go Araxis at the 5.
All right, solid pick. To finish it out,
round us out.
Singularity Vandal.
I was thinking about it, bro. I was thinking about it.
It might be too early, but I freaking love that gun.
Yes.
I like the finisher, the inspect, the colorways.
The colorways are nice.
The little ball of energy at the end of your gun.
At the end, at the end of the barrel.
Yeah. No, yeah.
It's funny because you never notice that like when you're playing, but like say you watch back a clip or you're spectating someone else use it. That's like almost all I see.
Yeah,
is
same.
Like that end thing on the gun, and I'm like, oh, I forget that's there. It's sick. Yeah. Some honorable mentions here. I had Overdrive.
Yep.
Forsaken, which is preferably the white and gold version, or not Forsaken. I'm sorry. Sovereign. Yes, Sovereign is what I meant. The white and gold, I love it. I think it's tippy tappy.
Yeah.
It is a bit like thinner. Like it's pretty thin.
So like I don't use Vandals.
I do too, but for some reason you just got to be tapping.
Yeah.
And then Cryo.
Yep.
Cryostasis Vandal was on there.
Was definitely one I was thinking about. Honorable mention of Glitch Pop. And Mage Punk. They're the two heavy Vandals. To me, they're like the heavy hitters, like the
yeah.
Like it feels like you're fucking shooting an LMG. What about Elder Flame?
Elder Flame has a very specific place.
It is.
It's one of the only guns that it's like so beautiful. I still think it's the coolest Vandal in the game.
Yeah.
I really do. I think it's the coolest one in the game. If you are not tapping heads, you are getting smoked with that. Like, it doesn't spray it well, and obviously, right, like, every gun sprays the same, but on a skinhead level, skinhead, whoa. I meant that in like a sneakerhead term, but not like
like a
sneakerhead, like we're a Valorant, we're a Vandal skinhead, you know what I'm saying?
Got you. I was like, that was the most random term.
No, I meant like from a.
Okay, we'll workshop the term.
Yeah, well, we have to from a blue. It's called a skin. What else do you want me to say? No, that's Rocket League.
Camo.
And then you think, and then I was like, camo. I was like, that's COD. And then Blueprint, COD. Like,
oh man.
Anyways, Valorant Vandal skin
enthusiasts
head. Just gotta pause for about 3 seconds before you say head. I think that the Elder Flame definitely has some spray issues, but if you're tapping, man, that thing's the reload animation and the legs come out and grab the mag and pull it back in, like, oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Elder Flame Op though, that thing
That's
is top
fire.
5.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
thing is top 5.
For sure.
So is the glitch or the judge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any other honorable mentions out there?
I feel like
trying to think.
I feel like I'm missing something. I personally like Oni. Is just
Chronovoid,
not Oni. Don't hit the
Origin.
same as the Phantom at all. The
I
Oni
think
Vandal
Origin
just
is
feels
underrated.
so weak to me. Origin is fire. Yeah, Origin honorable mention.
I think it's underrated, but I also don't think it belongs on our lists.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt about Glitch Pop and them.
Glitch Pop is more of a nostalgia thing for me because I was chasing that for the first year of Valorant for a long time and finally got it. And then like as soon as I got it, a crazy collection comes out and I'm like, never gonna use the Glitch Pop again. But hope you guys enjoyed. So my list was Prelude to Chaos, Avori Dream Wings, Reaver, Gaia, and Araxis.
And mine was Prime, Kuranami, Zero Fang, Singularity, and Ion.
I mean, 2 great lists. I mean, like that's just it's this one's completely subjective to like counter to like some of the other lists that we've did. Like, yeah, maybe COD maps could be subjective, but like at the same time, there's a strategy to how those maps are played. There's a game flow on the map. There's nade spots. There's lines of sight. This is purely subjective because like I know you and Elliot are huge fans of Prism fucking Vandal. Like, okay, suck my ass.
Listen, bro. Prism ain't even close to anything we've talked about yet, all right? I need you to understand that. I'm just saying I like using it sometimes, and out of the normal Vandals, they're my 2 faves, Sakura and Prism. Just normal Vandals.
Elliot said for him, Sakura's
genuinely
top 2.
Loves those guns, like, better than some of these.
I need some sound. I need something.
Same. No, I need different. An animation.
All right. Good pick 10. Let's round off episode 40 here. We're getting old. 40 episodes. Hell yeah.
Damn.
With our pick and bans. We're close to our midlife crisis here.
Mm-hmm.
So my pick is going to be ESL Face It.
Ooh.
Because I don't want to butcher who I'm talking about here. Adam Apicella, the old runner of MLG and CWL, has come out of his hiatus, and he has gotten hired as I don't want to butcher it, as the senior vice president of esports for North America. So hopefully, some way or fashion, sorry, my thing's beeping out of control. Let me tell it to shut up. Hopefully, can you hear the beeping?
Yeah. You want to take 5?
It's literally just gonna give it a second. There we go. Hopefully, he'll have some way of helping out in the CDL or maybe some other esports, but he's back in the esports world, so big ups to ESL Face It and Adam Apicella.
Bet. Let's go. My pick is Costco. I'm a Costco guy now.
Costco guy.
Yep, I'm a Costco guy. And specifically, I had a chicken bake for the first time the other day, bro.
Tell me, I need an opinion.
It was.
Is it gas?
It was pretty gas. It was.
What's in it? Is it just chicken and cheese?
Yeah, pretty much. It's just chicken, cheese, and like crispy ass bread.
Damn, that sounds right up my alley too, bro.
Fire. Fuck. Yeah, no, it was good.
So you have like a Costco card, or is it like a family card, or what?
Yeah, I just have a membership. So. Yeah, got a chicken bake because, we've heard so much about them, and it was staring me right there in the face while you're checking out, and I was like, yeah.
How much are they?
Like $3.50, $4 maybe. I don't know. They're cheap.
Are hot dogs still $1?
Yeah.
Nice. I remember the CEO was like, "We're not budging. $1. We're not budging." Fucking inflation is at 8% over the last however long. Okay, good picks. My ban is employer assessments. You were in the Discord when I was taking one yesterday, and it's one of those where it's like 2 activities, which one you would strongly or mildly prefer in each for each way. And like some examples would be like exploring spirituality with others, and then the other thing is having daily tasks, having stressful daily tasks. And it's like, what do you what do you mean? Like, what do you want me to pick here? Like, the rule of thumb, and my mom always told me this because she's hired people, interviewed people, is just answer it completely truthfully, go as fast as you want, as slow as you like, how it like truthfully, just get through it, and like just whatever instinctually you want to pick. It never really deters you and whatnot.
Right.
If you try to lie and try to answer it how they think you want to, they will know, and like that's how they shuffle through. But like those scenarios, I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? Like, what does this even tell you? That I'm normal?
Unrelated things.
That I would rather not work than work?
Yeah.
That is what you're asking me. Would you rather have a bunch of tasks at work or go explore spiritual, whatever that could mean for someone? It's like, no, the one that doesn't involve work, please.
Yeah, no, that's weird.
So screw those assessments. They're a waste of time. I spent.
Horrible.
They're like, this might take 50 to 70 minutes, and I spent 20 minutes on it. I was like, get out of here. Let's get out of here.
Oh my god. Jeez. Okay. Well.
Round us out.
Yeah, my band is Ubisoft. Get them out. Get them out of here, bro.
Generational shit run.
These dudes suck, dude. So recently, the CEO basically said that delivering solid quality is no longer good enough because gamers have unrealistic expectations. So that was his excuse for them releasing completely inferior products to their competitors over the last year or so. And they have another pile lined up coming out in 2025 in Assassin's Creed Shadows. And yeah, can't wait for Ghost of Yotei to bury that one too.
That's crazy. Insane. That's an insane statement to come out and make because we are reminiscing on these games that were godlike back in the early 2000s, early 2010s that had a fraction of the technology, a fraction of the insight, and a fraction of the funding.
Yeah.
Right? And they're making these great games that are insane and have content on launch, and you come out and say that to defend your piss poor production?
Yeah. I mean, let's look at what they've released recently. We got X Defiant, we got Outlaws, Star Wars Outlaws, that Avatar game.
Avatar?
Yeah, the blue Avatar. Pandora game.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure RDC World did a sponsored stream and then quit in the middle of the sponsored stream because that game was so bad.
They had to be...
They awkwardly were like, I'm not playing this shit, bro. Like, I'm sorry.
No, they ended the sponsored segment, like, it ends at a certain time. They're like, yeah, Chad, I'm definitely hopping back on this. And then 2 o'clock or whatever hit, and they're like, Chad, I'm not hopping. That was bad. But yeah, shout out Ubisoft for being on a generational run in the worst way.
Now, he did end up saying later that, delivering solid quality is no longer enough. They need to strive for excellence in all aspects. So they will be sure that Assassin's Creed Shadows will be the best it can be at launch. That's why they delayed it. So, yeah, I don't believe them. I think I've seen enough from Shadows to kind of know what I'm going to get. I don't know what they could do between now and February to really change much about what we've already seen.
They're putting themselves in a box, too, though. Like, you're making another Assassin's Creed game. Like,
and
what do you expect?
It was a samurai game, and they, like, literally made the combat just like Ghost of Tsushima. Like, the same parry flashes and everything.
And when it comes to that, I'm devil's advocate. What else are you going to do combat-wise? Like,
at least...
you can make it parry... You
animation.
Make it, yeah, sure. But, like, you got to make it parry and slash, right?
Yeah,
like,
no,
that's just how it is. But, yeah, different animations, but, like, they need to stand out specifically from Ghost of Tsushima for it to be good.
Because Ghost has the samurai
literally
genre
all they have to do.
On lock right now.
That's all they have to do.
Ghost has the samurai genre. They are the samurai genre.
Yeah, so, absolutely. I mean, that's what happens when you come up with an somewhat original idea and make it really good instead of piggybacking an idea and putting out a shit product, aka Assassin's Creed Shadows, aka X Defiant. Like, that's what happens. But good picks, good bands, good pick 10. Had a lot of Rostermania that we got through. Episode 40 was a good one, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Help the Next Wave channel grow, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces.